All right, lawsuit. You've written about it. Talk to me. What do you think?
Here it is. I've read it all. It's a lot of reading. And what is that Brian Flores, who last year lost 7 games in his first 8 outings of the season, he's going to think those were good times compared to when he goes up against the NFL lawyers and they bring 5, 10, 15 lawyers into the courtroom and come at him for this racial discrimination lawsuit. That's thought number 1. Thought number 2, if you're Steve Ross and you read this lawsuit, oh boy, you're in huge doo-doo right now.
What, all right, let's go through, because I look at them a little bit the same, but separate. They're in the same lawsuit, but separate entities. All right, you looked at it, you saw the claims of racism, humiliation is what the word I think that Flores used. What are your thoughts when you read the actual lawsuit of what's happening here?
Well, look, obviously they're not going to unveil all of whatever evidence that they have. But frankly, for example, the Denver Broncos allegedly showing up late to an interview and John Elway, the general manager, and Joe Ellis, the president of the team, being either hungover or drunk out before. How does that rise to racial discrimination? Someone explained that to me. I guess he's contending that he wasn't being taken seriously. Again, prove it. And also, you gotta understand the context. The Denver Broncos were replacing a head coach who was Black. So it's hard to say that the Denver Broncos are racist when they just gave Vance Joseph the reins to the football team for the previous 2 years. So that's number 1. Number 2, the whole Bill Belichick text messages thing. I'm not sure Bill Belichick, who does not confirm that the Patriots will be practicing indoors or outdoors on certain days, doesn't talk about injuries, doesn't like to discuss starting lineups, is going to be thrilled with his text messages privately being, put out there for the world to see and put into a court of law as evidence. I don't think he's going to love that. And again, my question to Brian Flores is, if you were so upset about the Giants interview, why'd you go, bro? Why did you, you thought it was
hey, Armando, just for context, so people understand, he got the text from Belichick like Monday, he said, realizing he wasn't getting the job, yet still went on the interview on Thursday, I believe is what it was. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct. And
why do you go?
Why do you go? Unless, of course, his lawyers told him, hey, your case will look better if you go. And that's the thing that's interesting to me. He was already in the process of putting this together and having spoken to his lawyers prior to him going on multiple head coaching interviews. So this was something that he was feeling in his heart, was on his mind before he learned that he wasn't getting the Giants job, before he learned that he wasn't getting the Chicago Bears job. This was something that was already in process.
What do you make of that? How does that impact this? The premeditation?
I'm not sure that it has a huge impact because, it's not a murder. I mean, he had something on his mind. He had something that he felt, obviously going all the way back to 2019. And so he was preparing. The interesting question to me is, would he have gone through with this if he had gotten one of those jobs. That is what I'm really wondering about, because I just don't see that would be something that he would a trail he'd go down.